Number 18. So we want to find the break-even point for the cost function, which is 12x plus 15,000, and the revenue is 15x minus 9,000. So what is the break-even point? The break-even point means that the C is cost equals the revenue. So that means 12x plus 15,000 equals 15x minus 9,000. Okay. So you will have we subtract 12x on both sides and add 9,000 on both sides. You have this 24,000 equals 3x. So x equals 24,000 over 3, which is 8,000. So 8,000 would be the break even. So now let's look at the next one, 19. We want to solve the exponential equation and express the solution set in terms of the natural logarithm. So this is 6 to the 9x equals 2.4. Okay, so we want to use the natural log, and we'll take the natural log on both sides. The natural log is 6, 9 to the 9x plus equals the natural log 2.4. So we can bring this power out in front of the natural log, so it becomes 9x times natural log of 6 equals 2.4. So x equals what? Natural log 2.4 over 9 times natural log of 6. Right. So this would be your answer. So the next one, solve this logarithmic equation. 20 is natural log of 2x equals 4. So the natural log means the base is e. That means 2x equals e to the 4, right? So why this is true? So there's another way is you can take the e on both sides of e to the nature 2x equals e to the 4, right? Because these two numbers are the same number, so e to the same power should be the same, right? So e to the natural log would be the inside x, 2x, because the natural log has the base e, and this e also e, so they can be cancelled out. You have 2x left, and e to the 4, right? Or you can just use the definition directly to get this result. So x equals e to the 4 over 2. -1, -3x plus 6 less than -12x minus 15. So we want to solve this inequality. So we have -9x minus 18 less than -12x minus 15. So we plus 12x on both sides and plus, so we plus 12x on both sides. So you will have 3x minus 18 less than -15. Then we add 18 on both sides. So you have 3x is less than 3. So x is less than 1, right? We divide by a positive number, so you will not change this inequality. So x is less than 1. So the interval notation would be -infinity to 1. Keep in mind the left number should always be less than the right number. So the number line is, so for example here is 1. So 1 should be parentheses, so it should be here on the left side. Y equals -2. So we know that y equals -2. So it should be the graph for the -2. 1, 2 is here, so -2. So this is the graph. So we there's no x-intercept, right? There's no x-intercept, but the y-intercept is y equals -2. Or if you use the point to represent, so it would be -2, 0, -2. It depends on the choice, okay? Which one they want to use. They want to use just write y values or write the point. G of x equals -x plus 1 squared minus 6. Okay, so this is the vertex form, right? So the vertex form is the following. So this is the true vertex form. So this would be -x minus h, not negative, a. This is the vertex of a times x minus h squared plus k, right? So this is the vertex form. So you compare this vertex form, you will see this h equals what? -1, and k equals -6, and a equals -1. So a equals -1 means less than 0, so it will opens down, right? So the vertex would be -1, 6. So here is -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be here, right? So the graph will looks like this one. Okay, so this is the graph. And what is the domain? The domain means the numbers, the x value you can plug in. You can plug in any number you want, right? There's no any restrictions. From the graph, you can see this graph will continue forever, so it will include all the x values, right? All the x values can correspond to a point on the graph, right? So this graph, the domain is from -infinity to +infinity. This is the population model. Okay, so T is the number of years since 1985. So we want to estimate the population in the year 2000. So T is 2000 minus 1985, so which is 15 years. Okay, then you plug in 15 into this model to get your population. So A is the population. A is equal to 168 times e to the 2.023 times 15. So you use a calculator. You can use your calculator step by step, okay? So this would be this is e to the 0.345. Okay. So this is times what? E to the, use your calculator, 1.411989992. Okay, keep as many decimals as possible. So this would be we times, then since this is the population, okay, so we use the integer, so it would be 237. Okay, so now let's look at the next one. 25 log 6 base 6 x times y squared. So we want to expand it. So the first thing, this is a product, right? So we know we use the log base x to base 6 plus log base 6 y squared, right? And you can bring down this 2 in front of log. So it's log 6 log x with base 6 plus 2 times log y with base 6. Find the total amount due on a loan of $650 at an annual simple interest rate 5%, which is 0.05, right? 5 divided by 100. The T is the what? T is the 6 months. So, but remember, if we use the simple interest formula, it's the principal. This is the principal, right? This is the principal, P. And P times R times T. So this T should be in year because this is the annual rate, right? Annual rate, so it must be in year. So 6 months. Which is equal to 6 over 12, which is equal to 1/2 years, right? So we plug in, this would be 650 times 0.05 times 1/2. If you use your calculator, you will see this would be 16.25. So this is the interest, right? So the amount, the total amount would be the interest plus the principal, right? The total amount A is the interest I plus the principal. So this is 16.25 plus, so this would be 666.25. This is number 26, so number 27. So here is the compounded quarterly. So that means that we need to use the compounded interest formula, right? So here is the formula A equals P times 1 plus R over M to the M times T. So here P is the principal, which is 3,500. R is the annual rate. Annual rate is 5%, which is 0.05, right? And what is M? M, how many payments for each year? So it's compounded quarterly, so M equals to 4. T is 6 years, so T equals 6. Right? This is from the problem. So if you have everything, then you can get plug in everything, right? So A is equal to 3,500 times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4 to the 4 times 6, right? So this would be 3,500 times 1.0125 to the 24. Use your calculator. Okay, you will get, so because this is the money, so we often round it to 2 decimals. That means round it to cents, right? So this is 4715.73. $28. So we want to sketch the graph for the, what is the graph, right? So this problem, because it's a multiple choice problem, right? And we know that if you have y equals b to the x, if b is greater than 1, so the graph would be, looks like this one. Okay, if b is greater than 0, less than 1, so the graph will looks like this one. So now our 5 is greater than 1, so we need to choose this case, right? So the graph will looks like this one. So there is only one choice, which is D. Okay, so this would be the graph. The graph will looks like this one. Of course, the shape is a little bit different, but it's okay. We just sketch the graph. 29. So compounded continually. Okay, so we use the formula A equals the future money equals the current money, principal, times e to the RT. So here P is the principal is 9,000. And the R is the annual rate, which is 7.25%, which is about 0.0725. And what is the T? T is here 7 years, so it's 7. So you plug in everything. So A equals P is 9,000 times e to the R 0.0725 times what? 7. So this would be 9,000 times e to the 0.5075. Okay, if you use a calculator, you keep as many decimals as possible, right? So we have 1.661133167. So then you multiply by 9,000, so you will have, we round it 2 decimals, okay, 14950.20. Okay, so this would be answer. The last one, so we want to solve this x minus 5, y equals 35, and 5x minus 4y equals 28. Okay, so here I want to use two methods. The first method is substitution. Substitution method. You can choose any one you want because we do observation, we'll find the first one, it's easy to write x in terms of y. So if this is the 1, so you will have this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So the equation 1 gives you that 35 plus 5y would be x. So we're plugging this one into the equation 2. So you will have 5 times what? Times x. X is this thing, so you need to use the parentheses, okay? So many students just write down 5 times 35 plus 5y. Then they will make a mistake. They forgot this 5 also needed 2 times 5y, right? So you'd better to use the parentheses when you plug in some numbers. When you do the substitution, okay? So this is x, right? So 5 times the whole x minus 4y equals 28. So you will have, this is the 175 plus 25y minus 4y equals 28. So this would be 175 plus 21y equals 28. So 21y equals 28 minus 175. So this 21y equals, so this would be 7. This would be 4 and 1, so negative number. Okay, so y equals divided by 21, so which is negative 7. So if y is negative 7, so we plug in here, right? So x equals 35 plus what? 5y. 5 times negative 7. So x equals 0, right? So you have a solution, x equals 0, y equals negative 7. Or you can use the pair point to denote the solution, 0, negative 7. Okay, you can use each form, depends on the problem. So we still do the same problem, but use another method, which is called the addition method, right? We use the addition method. Let me just copy the problem again. So this would be x minus 5y equals 35, and 5x minus 4y equals 28. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. So we want to multiply an equation by some numbers, then we add up the equation 2, you will cancel out some variables. So here is, when do observation, here is x, here is 5y. So if 5x, if you multiply negative 5 on the equation 1, then add on the equation 2, the x term will disappear. Right? So we have equation 1 times negative 5. So you will have negative 5x plus 25y equals 175. Okay, so this is we denote by equation 3. Then the equation 3 plus the equation 2. So this would be negative 5x plus 25y equals 175 plus 5x minus 4y equals 28. See, if you add together, you will have 21y equals, so here should be multiplied by negative 5, so it's negative, right? So the same thing, you have negative 147. So y equals negative 7. So y equals negative, we'll plug in the equation 1. So x minus 5 times negative 7 equals what? Equals 35. So x plus 35 equals 35. So you have x equals 0. So you have the solution, x equals 0, y equals negative 7. Or you have 0, negative 7. Okay.